work, boy. Good fish. Good one.
That's the best one.
That is the only one.
Alrighty, now everyone's been asking about it, and so I'm going to check it in a minute. But we're going to make a wind-on leader rush style.
I found the end.
Let me just check and make sure that looks good, and we're going. Alrighty, now since the weather is absolutely abysmal, and we'll be fishing out the front of Compleat Angler here at Gregory Hills at the rate it's going, it's so ridiculous, isn't it?
Hey, the new bass impoundment out the front.
They've been doing casting lessons. No, but seriously, I've got Rush here because one thing a few people have asked is about sword fishing and wind-ons.
Yep.
And I've had a lot of issues with wind-ons over the years with them pulling. Rush is the master.
Well, I'm
Come on,
okay.
yeah.
I don't know if I'm the master, but I'm okay. We're getting ready now. I'm
He's
getting
the
the jumper
absolute
off
master.
just so you can see everything.
And I'll even lift the
Okay.
mic up so that it's all ready to go. Look at that.
All right, so what we got here, this is our swordfish rod that we got here. As you can see, we're actually going to re-spool that in a minute.
Can we say what happened? So we're out there.
You were onto a fish the other day and you got busted off.
No, I wished it was busted. So
I'm trying to cover
we're out
for
there
you, mate.
fishing, and we had a mako around the boat, sword gears on the bottom, brand new, just spooled it up, and we're sitting there, and I turned around and went, "Oh, what's that?" And you sort of tap. Oh no, the mako swam past, cut it, brand
Gone.
new, 600 metres of lines,
Whole outfit gone.
So, needless to say, the wind-on went as well. So,
All right, so what we need here, obviously we've got our Dacron, we've got our Black Peak 130 Dacron. I'm using 130 because the 200 will go nice and neatly up the inside of it. But
130?
even, well 130, the 130 will work on it too, 130, 200, whatever you want to do. But that's actually heavier. It's a bit like crane and rigging and all that sort of stuff. So as soon as you double loop it, it's really going to be 260 pound.
also doubles it
down.
straight away. Right.
Yeah, so it's just like, you know, when cranes have got falls and all that sort of stuff.
So to explain, before Rush was doing Compleat Angler, he used to work in the cranes, and before that he used to do publishing. In fact, if you go right back to the very beginning, he used to do Playboy magazine, Penthouse magazine.
That and many others.
He didn't star in it, no, because he did Bond Fishing, which I used to write for years and years ago before the print trade disappeared, mate.
That's it.
I still got some penthouses, don't worry.
Rigging kit. For most of the stuff we do here, unless you're up in Cairns or you're focusing on blue marlin, you only need the medium. You don't need the big fluted needles, they're not cheap, so probably save yourself a few bucks unless you're going to make them.
So what's that, like a large or?
Yeah, just the hole in the end of them. So basically,
rightio.
yeah, so they're fluted, so they're all hollow. So my kit here, I've got one bigger that'll do sort of 400 pound, all the way down to sort of 80 pound.
Yeah, so for cubing or something like that.
Yeah. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is make our loop. So we'll just feed that straight through like that. Then we'll work out where we want. So we're going to double a line up in it. So I'll work it out around about there. So one of the keys to this is to oppose and make a lock. So if I can get in the centre. As you can see, I've got new glasses on.
I need the glass. I was looking at it before going, can't quite see.
Right, so I've taken that side through.
Yep.
Right, now we'll go however big we want the loop, that's it. So now we'll take it off and we'll grab the other side and take it through there.
And then you just, so you cross stitches all.
Cross stitch it, yeah, 4 times, twice each.
Now bring it in the middle here, so it's right in the middle. I'll stand on the side. You're the priority here.
I'm trying to...
See it.
well, no, it's social distance.
Yeah, social distancing.
Elbow room and all that.
You've been on the boat with me, mate. There's no room.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot about social distancing for that.
So now we'll just go in there. That's straight in the centre of that one.
And that, as you were saying, now doubles it up.
So now you got your first one. You can see there it looks like it's a little bit far away, but now I will just pull that down.
Oh, righty, yeah.
Right, and now that will lock. So we'll go both sides, bang, bang. That's locked.
How many times do you do that?
I'll do that 4. Depends which side I start. Sometimes 4, sometimes 5. So now that one came out of there.
Oh, yeah, so you got to go the same side in?
Yeah, the opposing one. So now
opposing, sorry, yeah.
The opposing, so that one there, which is going to be this one. It gets a lot quicker when you do a few. So now we're onto the short one. So this one here, the 4th one, if I start the other side I'd have to do 5. So now we'll just, I know it's hard to see it a little bit, So you get needle. I'm being right-handed.
Well, you know what
I
they can
lay
do
the
there?
dacron over, so that
can
makes
come
it
and
go
see it.
straight. Yeah, they
to
can come.
any of
I teach a lot of people.
Any of
this
the
sort of stuff.
angler, you know, they teach these things. And then you feed it down. So you've done
Yep.
done 4, 2 each side.
Yep.
Now this is so it fits inside. The 130 fits inside
Yep.
it, correct?
Yep. I'm pretty sure it's going to be this one.
And I think that's the important part, as we're saying about getting the right, like a proper kit to fit.
Yeah.
'Cause
The other
otherwise-
thing when you do it, Al, make sure you cut and pull on it like that, so you don't have a mushroom on the end.
Yeah. So
Otherwise, it's hard to get in, and you'll have the wrong needle, and you'll get it halfway up, and it'll pull out. And then you do that, you're starting again. So that one's too small. You want bigger? My eyesight's awesome.
no,
There you go, that's all right, that's snug. So what I'll do there, I know that's all right, so we pull it in a bit. Just put your fingernail mark where it is. Bite down and just put a little flat spot in it. Now that's going to make that stick in that needle even stronger, so it's hard to come out.
rightio.
Just a little cheat.
Yeah, mate. And these are the little points that are really important.
And then we just got to find the dacron straight up the middle of it.
And you bunch it up to feed it through, don't you? You
Yeah.
don't just slide it up.
That's right. And always, it's so much easier just hanging it over your hand so everything's straight. As you can see, just work it. And one other thing, really look after your needles. The point of the needle, if you drop it, you get a nick on it or any of that. When you're trying to do this, it keeps catching on the inside of the dac, and it is a pain.
So hence why they got the little sleeves for them and stuff, put
Yeah.
them away into it and stuff.
Yeah, just look after your gear.
You know, it's great. While we're doing this, everyone's in the shop. They're all looking at kayaks
so now
and rods and...
So when you get to
So
there,
this
you
is
want to pull
live.
this out.
Yep.
All right, so we'll just keep pulling that up.
I see you just sliding it through.
Yep, and I want that to come out. All right, so like that.
Yep.
Now I've just pulled it out. The reason I'm going to do that is because I want to dab a super glue. This is a new super glue. Super glue is great for this. It's cheap.
Well, it only costs, like I think we the other
Cents.
day went and bought it over the road. Just a few bucks and she's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, it costs nothing. It's bloody awesome.
And I think it's really important too. If you get this right, then you can fish like when I fished with Richie and we caught that, was that 250 or 230 kilo, you know, swordy and things like that. You can fish your gear with confidence when it's done right.
Obviously, you're doing this on the kitchen bench. Always make sure you got something under it. So now what you'll do, this is a little bit of a knack here. So you pull your dacron up,
You know what? When you film, always turn your phone off.
something like
And
that. So
Jim, we're fishing tomorrow.
I'll just pull that up. And then what I'm going to do is just be quick and go like that. Right, and now I can pull it down.
Ah, right, yeah. And so that's where it's holding.
Yeah, so it's got
So
just
it's
a
not
little
moving
bit,
up or down or
a little bit of super glue just to help it. You can rough that edge up as well, if you want. Just a bit of sandpaper and wet and dry.
which
Now
gives
we-
it more grip, correct?
Yep, a little bit more grip. But you won't need it when you double up like we're doing here. Just make sure it's dry. Tap it, you know, with your fingers. So that's no dramas. All right, now we can just pull that out. And then we'll just feed this over it. I'll get that out of your way a bit.
And now you're feeding it down over it.
Correct.
It's these little tricks, isn't it, really, that...
Yeah.
And techniques, I suppose, really. This is where it's really technique to get this right.
Oh, it is. All right, there we go.
So now you've doubled up, so it's double sleeved all the way down.
Yeah, so now that double sleeve goes down over the other one, which this one's too long.
That's all right.
So it won't matter, but what we can do is just keep working that down like that. If you do that and
You can always trim the
your
other one
centres,
back
you
a bit.
you just move that up. Get that, we'll go to about here. Just bunch it up, make sure you don't hit the line.
Just trim it off. And this is where it's real, as opposed to a lot of the times where they do it that they make it perfect. If you make a mistake like this, bang, just trim it round and it's perfect.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard to fix, is it?
Nah, it's easy.
You know why? Because that's what I do all the time.
Yeah, I usually think I should have taken it one more. That's because I didn't take it that one more time through. I grabbed the wrong side. I
right, yeah.
thought I was at the right side, but I was at the wrong side.
And then just trim a good little pair of cutters.
Yeah.
You know what we're even going to do? Because social media is so important for this day and age, we're even going to go live while we're filming it for YouTube, for Instagram. How's that for a bloody double up? Right, here we go. Compleat Angler Gregory Hills. Rush is working it, making wind-ons, and we're filming it for YouTube. Oh yeah.
That's all good.
Rush is working it, making wind-ons, and we're filming it for YouTube. There we go.
So I've brought both sides of that down, so that one's nice.
And now they're
snug.
matching? Yep.
Now they're good. That one's actually a little bit further. Put them both in here.
And this is where and I know a lot of people have been looking at that probably going, what on earth is that for? Now you're going to find out why it's
Now
so
that's
important.
tensioned, you can see that. I'll just quickly, do you want to grab the mic for a second now?
Yep, remove the mic.
Remove that. We'll just quickly show what that is there. So it's just, this is homemade. A mate of mine made it for me many years ago. It's probably done thousands of wind-ons now. So it's just two rubber stoppers just to keep the tension there whilst we splice this. You can whip it. I don't like to whip it with a normal whipping tool because they can tend to come undone. Mm-hmm. So if you nick one, it can spiral. And, And the only way these wind-ons or any wind-on will ever pop is if that gets forced back up, so it loosens its grip.
So this is where this is really vital.
This is where this is important. All right, and then Oral-B.
Teeth are nice and clean.
Do this. Yeah,
and it's a thinner one
You can do
too.
that first if you want. Yeah, I like the thinner one. I know some guys use the thicker one, but you know, it's just how I
We
like
can
to
see
do it.
here we've got the rod there. You can see the guides are obviously a massive, thick, I think they call them wind-on guides with the,
Yep.
was it the tigers?
Big foot guides, yeah.
So I think they work better anyway because you get bits of gunk, especially sword fishing. You got stuff on your line and rubbish in there, and
All from the scatter layer and that, eh?
yeah, all the stuff down there. It's amazing what's down there. You know, there's all these bits and pieces, and
So I've just tied a knot in it. Nothing special, just a granny knot. We'll start up here, just do half hitches and continue to do the half hitches. So I'm starting here to get it, and then I'll pull that down to where I want it, which is about there. And again, run your fingernail. Keep that tight, always work on that.
and you can see that's nice and it's got a
And
lot
then
of
just tighten
tension.
it. So when you go through, it's hard, I suppose if you have a look there, you can see I put my finger there to stop it getting caught up.
Yep,
And
and
you see, we'll do that again. Once we get to about the third or fourth one of these,
it'll start to pull in.
it'll pull right in and then it'll never move. So these being half hitches, when we hit it again with super glue, see there's nothing there.
So you can see, and you pinch it down each time using your fingernail on it.
Yeah, if one breaks, the whole thing doesn't unravel because it's a whole series of knots.
And you know what? That's a priority. So especially with sword fishing, the reason why we use the bigger, longer wind-ons, and I know that they're not IGFA legal because they're too long in a lot of cases, although it is 130, so you could just run it as 130,
Yeah.
is because we want to put the lights further up the line, and you don't want to put that on your 50 or your 80 pound because you get all types of ooglies biting on it, so they'll chew on your wind-ons, they'll chew on everything. So everything has to be thicker, heavier, stronger to deal with everything down there except for swords seem to have teeth. It's insane. It's a scary world down there, you know.
Well, a lot of it's unknown still too, isn't it? What's down
that's
there?
it. We don't know.
If you're doing it right and your half hitches continue to go the right way, you'll see you actually have a spiral of the half
Twists
hitch
around,
knots.
yep.
Twists around, so then you know you're doing a good job. And as you can see, I put the knot over that and then I'll work it to the front of it.
And then pull it, and then pinch it in with you.
That way I don't get caught up in all the hairy stuff.
We don't want to get caught up in the hairy stuff.
God.
The hairy stuff just there, by the way.
Oh, God.
I do like your haircut.
My wife would freak if she had me associating with someone that talks like that.
We don't have minds like that. I was talking about our work. We're exceptional hard work here.
It's all right, Kathy, you know him.
Yeah, it's all right. Kath, and Ords is going to bring you back. She was just talking about it before. Apparently they're both working hard, apparently.
Oh, are they?
Not as hard as you and I.
I'm always working hard.
We're digressing here. We're not even doing it. So, yeah, we're back to the fluffy stuff. And you just got to keep
always
working.
Just work neat. You know, just always, the
Take
neater
the
you
time
can
to
do
get it right.
Yep. So how do you think you attach this out? How are you going to attach it to your braid once we respool?
Well, we do just a bimini on there.
Yeah.
And then, you just...
Any special length?
No, well, I don't really care about the bimini. I only make it sort of that long.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And then, just enough to do it. And then and then do that. You know, wrap that up with just loop to loop knot style, I think it's called, and then just do it several times. But the one thing I found with that is you've got to get, as you do your loop to loop knot, you've got to make sure it's the same so that they fit perfectly. If you do it the wrong side when you loop back through, it won't sit perfectly, so I can cut on it. And with this style of fishing, you're putting immense pressure on these fish, I should say. Pressure on the fish. God, I shouldn't eat. I just need a coffee.
You're getting excited, mate, for fishing tomorrow.
I'm already excited. And and it's a real issue that if it's not done right, so you want everything right. And with game fishing particularly, the more you're prepared, the better it is.
So I've got down there, that's a fair way down, it's about an inch. Our half hitches now. So now you can actually give it a haircut if you want.
So trim it out?
Yeah, just trim it out, just go on top. Make sure you don't cut your...
Yeah, you cut the end of your little wax.
Yeah, you don't want to do
dental
that.
Floss.
Sharp scissors are your friend, obviously. Any braid scissor will do. I mean, I'll use the Icon ones, but you know, only because I love that brand.
Well, it's good. You don't, like you said, it's not a super expensive one, that stuff,
No,
is it?
it's
Just
not.
braid scissors.
No.
And they're invaluable.
The other thing that's probably worth noting, Al, is when you're down that far, you're using mono, you're not using fluoro. Because there's no light down there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
No benefit.
So that's a good call, actually, because everyone sort of, you know, is mad on fluoro, which is great on the surface. Down here, it doesn't matter at all. In fact, I think this is almost better because it has a bit more flex in it. So when you've got, you know, you got all that weight with the bricks and everything down the bottom there, that it's not just, you know, you've got the braid, which has got no stretch in it. So with the mono, particularly this, which is softer mono, it just gives you that little bit more bounce. Because I tell you what, a few times there I've dropped it to the bottom, wound it up, snapped the brick off and gone, oh no. So I've got a drifting bait and 2 knots of current. It's all right down in Tassie or Victoria, but up here where you've got a bit of current, it's like fishing in, you know, Florida or somewhere.
You can see now you can go pretty quick with this once you get on the line. Because it just slides
And
up.
that's to smooth it over, so as it's going back through the guides, it's working a lot better.
Yep. You can reverse your half hitch, so as you can see, I'm going that way the whole time. If you want, you can reverse back over it a bit too. If you,
Does it really?
It doesn't matter, but some people, if you want to be really pedantic.
And if you've got other ideas, comment below and tell us other little tricks that you like, or, you know, because the whole idea of these YouTube videos is just not only get you inspired to go fishing, but to share ideas. So if you've got little tricks, you go, oh, what about this? Because Rushman used to do this, what, a decade ago? It was nothing to the...
More than that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're talking
only in our 30s, aren't we?
decades ago. Rightio. Cut. Now, last week...
You don't
but it
ask
is.
someone how old they are.
Oh, sadly, how long have we been fishing?
Just do a double at the end, so double through.
Yep.
For your half hitch, pull it up tight.
And again,
Job done.
pinching it with that thumb and finger there.
And because this is waxed, all these half hitches grab together. See how nice and beautiful that is? We're ready to go. Oh, no. No, I didn't.
Dad joke.
Dad joke.
I reckon they're great. I love the dad jokes.
So just super glue on these in your shopping bag, the cheap, whatever they're made of. So
The ones we can't get anymore, that you'd have to buy them, that
Yep.
all the big supermarkets said they're helping the environment.
Oh, now we're just paying heaps more for them.
Yep. What a joke.
And they won't stick. So this bag won't stick to super glue. So it allows you to massage it in.
And so it's soaking into the
Yeah,
back
soaks
line
it in,
there as well.
and you're just making sure you get roll on it and get it in between every little knot. And that's it, job done. Then just keep that shopping bag, just be mindful of them, and then just keep using it.
Because you know what? They're recyclable. And that's one thing with shopping bags for me, is I always recycle
Another
them. Everyone
use,
I know
isn't
did.
it?
Yeah, so they're not one use. Everyone used them over and over again.
Yeah.
And there you have a wind on, ready for action.
That's going to be ready in a couple of minutes, and then we'll just re-spool. You can do the bimini. I'll watch you.
And then we'll catch swords. So remember, subscribe, and if you're really keen, put some comments in below, because the whole idea is we're saying share it. So if you've got other ideas about wind-ons, little tricks and tips, we'll catch more fish.
100%. And don't forget, go into your Compleat Angler store, because most of us know how to do this.
Exactly. Even the freshwater guys, because they will go game fishing as well.
Yeah.
Done.
And we're all willing to help.
Beautiful.